along, we know that we have malnutrition. You have seen cases of kwashiorkor before, haven't you? We have seen children who are extremely short. Sometimes we call them kapopoi. We have people we call asram, like people suffering from asram, marasmus. It is in our community. It has been there all along. Just that the surveys, when surveys are done, then we get to see the prevalence or the burden in our community. So we have demographic health surveys. We have the multi-cluster surveys. And so when they are done, then we get to see where the country stands in terms of malnutrition. So Director mentioned the mixed survey, 2017. That is what is giving us the figure we have. But they have been there. Demographic health surveys are done every 5 years. And so every 5 years, we get to see where we stand as a country in terms of wasting, stunting, underweight, and so on. That is where the figures, even anemia and other, they do a whole lot of indicators. Even with how we are doing well in exclusive breastfeeding, how we are having the minimum meal frequency, minimum acceptable diet, all kinds of indicators are assessed during these surveys. The Ghana government, through Ministry of Health and Ghana Health Service, has policies in place. And so we have policies for the various issues we have to address. So as part of our policy and intervention, we have programs on exclusive breastfeeding. We do campaigns on exclusive breastfeeding. We have vitamin A supplementation. We have infant and young child feeding programs. We have anemia deficiency prevention and control. We have a myriad of programs that the Ghana Health Service implements to curb such deficiencies in our communities. When children are malnourished, parents tend to feel that they are suffering from what we call asram, in quotes. In English, it is called marasmus, and it happens within the first few weeks after delivery. And so parents or caregivers tend to feel that someone who is a witch or a wizard or someone with a bad spirit came to see the newborn baby and so charmed the baby, and the baby is diminishing in weight. But this is not true. It is actually malnutrition, because when you deliver the baby, immediately we have to do what we call skin to skin. The baby is put on the abdomen of the mother, tied warmly on the mother, and the baby, without even you prompting the baby, will crawl to the breast to pick the breast. But what do we see happening? Most people do not do initiation of breastfeeding on time. Some give glucose solutions and so on, and so we don't initiate breastfeeding on time. And within the first few days after delivery, the baby loses fluids. And so when we don't start initiation and then encourage production of breast milk through the reflexes that will be sent to the brain, production of milk does not go as expected. So the baby starts diminishing in weight. You understand? And then they go home and the breastfeeding is not well established. The support we should give at the hospital and in the community is not there. And so she gets home and an old woman says, this baby is thirsty. You need to give her water. And then they start giving herbs, they start giving water, leading to diarrhea and so on. That aside, if the mother is not confident that her breast milk is enough for her baby, it affects breastfeeding within the first few days. And so the baby diminishes gradually. And then we think that it is asram. But it is not asram. Those cases, when I was in the hospital and was working, they will come to you once you teach them how to position the baby and attach correctly to the breast. And they breastfeed on demand as expected. The baby gains weight rapidly and recovers without any helps. And so it is a perception. But we always prove to mothers that it is malnutrition. So there is nothing like asram. It is malnutrition.
I think the question is